there, my name is Carla. Welcome on into my little safe beauty space. Today we're going to be reviewing the Believe foundation. This has been out for a while. It's really hard to find, and I found it the other day at the Dollar General, so I wanted to try it on camera for you all today. And we're going to be playing again with the new Pat McGrath. This is the Bronze Seduction palette. It's the more bronzy palette from Pat McGrath. So first of all, a little bit about me. I am not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional model. I'm not 18 anymore. I'm 52. But I love makeup. I enjoy beauty, skincare, and I also love entertaining people and making people happy. So if that sounds like something that jives with you, feel free to like this video, subscribe, because I'm trying to upload most days of the week. So let's get right into it. I've already done my skincare, and I've already done my Milani eye primer, and I've also done my under eye corrector. So the Milani eye primer, this is the one that I've been using for a while. I just ordered the new Essence one. I'll review that as soon as it comes in from Ulta. And this is the color corrector that I use today. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal color corrector. So I'm not going to use a primer today, and I'm not going to use a setting spray. I just want to see how this Believe Beauty feels. I'm not going to do a long wear test. I'm not advanced enough yet to do all of that. But at the end of the month, I am going to talk about the different products, a lot of foundations that I've tried this month, and give you all my opinion after using these foundations several times. So let's talk about this Believe foundation. It is called the Skin Finish Foundation. They offer medium to full coverage is what they say. The claims are that it blends effortlessly for a flawless look. It's a blendable formula. It blurs imperfections while smoothing your skin. I looked on the Believe Beauty site and I counted 18 shades that it comes in. At the Dollar General, this was $5.50. I saw it online at Walmart, but when I clicked on it, it said that it was out of stock, and that makes sense because this has been so popular, so it doesn't surprise me. But at Walmart it was $7.99, so I would say that Dollar General is the best place to get this. And mine is in the shade Soft Beige. So let's just kind of pump a little bit out here. I primed the pump already. So this is kind of the consistency. It is not really runny, but it's not like really creamy either. So I'm just going to get some, kind of spread it over my face. Looks like it's going to be a great match. As usual, I'm going to use my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. And I was supposed to give my brush a bath this weekend, but we didn't make it. So right away, the color is looking pretty good for me. And there's no smell at all. Not a makeup smell, not a scent that goes with it, nothing. It is blending out extremely easily. It doesn't feel like it's sticking or like it's patching. It's blending out super well. Right now I feel like I have a medium coverage with this foundation. Wow. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but looks a little light on screen, but in my lights it looks pretty good. I'm super impressed right now. Super duper impressed. I have pretty normal skin. Every once in a while I get a little bit oily in the middle of my face, but I tend to have pretty normal skin, so if you have extra dry or extra oily skin, I'm not sure that I'm going to be that helpful on this, but hopefully you can just see how this is working into my 52-year-old skin. So, Believe Beauty, I'm impressed. I am really impressed. The bottle is glass and it has the pump for $5.50. Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. For concealer, we're going to use another LA Girl product. I use the color corrector. This is the Pro Conceal in the shade Fairest. And I think I've discussed my struggles when I first started getting back into makeup about a year and a half ago, after kind of taking a hiatus for 10 or 11 years from really diving into a lot of makeup. Oh, I got way too much. Let me wipe some of this off. This is not going to go well on these 52-year-old eyes. There, that's a little bit better. So when I first started getting back into makeup, believe it or not, before I took my little makeup hiatus, which was involuntary, by the way. I was sick, my husband was sick. I had too many other things to do rather than shop for makeup and play with makeup. But before I took my little hiatus, I never even used concealer. So when I got back into it, my cousin recommended a few people on YouTube. Particularly one that I really like is Risa Does Makeup. I like her and Jen Phelps because they're both in their mid-40s. I think Risa actually just said she's turned 50. Do you guys see how well this LA Girl looks on these 52-year-old eyelids? It's thin, but it offers pretty good coverage. I'm really pleased with that. I haven't used it in a while. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier, just the regular translucent powder. I'm going to tap it into the top here. I'm going to take a fluffier brush, tap into there, and just a little bit to set this concealer. But that LA Girl Pro Conceal, I hadn't used it in a little while because it's so light. But that, I don't know if I'm just easy to please, or if I just have normal skin, or if I'm just working with good products, y'all. But anyway, back to the story. I started watching Risa and Jen Phelps, and I took a lot of their recommendations and started just learning about concealers and things like that. For the rest of my face, I'm also going to use the Laura Mercier with a much larger brush. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 103 brush, swirl it around in here, and just start with kind of the middle of my face and a very thin layer of powder. There we go. That's done. Next step for me is going to be bronzer. I'm using all powder products today. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, an OG favorite for people. Just want to get this forehead a little color because I'm looking kind of pale right now. This is not really my favorite bronzer. I think it's the tone. It's also the consistency of the powder is just not as good as my L'Oreal Infallible, Makeup by Mario, even my Wet n Wild. I kind of like both the shade and the consistency, but I believe that this is the very first bronzer I ever bought in my whole life. It's one that's very popular, so I figured, you know what? It's not too much of an investment, so let's just go for it. I always like to kind of put a little bronzer through here just to give a little dimension to my face. So we're bronzed up. Of course, I used my e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush. I'm going to order another one of those pretty soon. I'm going to be wearing kind of a really pretty turquoisey teal top. It's a little more blue than this, but I put this on so you could kind of see, and I'm going to wear a nice skirt. So my blush today, let me find this. This is the Milani. There it is. Baked powder blush in Sunset Passion. Love the baked blushes. And it is very browny peachy, and it flatters the eye look that we're going to do really, really well. I'm not even going to wear a highlighter because these Milani blushes have a little bit of a glow to them, and they're so pretty. A lot of times I don't even feel like I need a highlighter. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for a highlighter. But that blush is gorgeous. We'll throw some here in the crease as well. A little over the bridge of the nose. Kind of move it up under my eyelids, even just to kind of make it a little smoother of a transition. So as I said, no highlighter. Next thing we're going into today is lips. And to start with, I'm going to use the e.l.f. lip liner in the shade Mauve. This is in the shade Mauve, however, it's not really mauve-y, it's got a little more brown to it. It has the triangular shape. Can you see how that's more browny on my tone, my skin tone? It might be more mauve-y for some people, but for me, it shows up a really nice, almost cool tone brown. Gives those lips some definition. The triangular shape works for me because I have this pretty pronounced Cupid's bow here. There we go. So that was the lip liner. The lipstick that we're going to use is L'Oreal. This is the Glow Paradise lipstick, and it's in the shade Nude Heaven. Some of the L'Oreal lipsticks have a scent to them. This does not. I think that pairs so well. This is really moisturizing. Feels really comfortable on the lips. I put it on top of my Rare Beauty lip balm and it just works perfect. So let's use some clear eyebrow gel. This is the e.l.f. clear eyebrow gel. I just got some more of this the other day with my haul, and this just kind of perks the brows up a little bit. These little blonde things here, you can see I've got some brows. They're just so light. Are you ready to go through an eyeshadow look? I am. So, Pat McGrath. Let's see here. I wrote this down. Oh, I wrote it down here. So, this is the Pat McGrath, the Mothership palette, and this is Sublime Seduction. This is part of the Love collection. She calls this a Mothership, but it's small, like the two Bridgerton palettes from last year. And I'm going to try not to blind you all. These are the colors. Nice, warm color story. You could do an all matte look with these. Of course, I'm not going to. So we're going to start with this shade right here. It is called Pink Peach Persuasion. Goodness gracious, I can't talk when I get on film. So it is the lightest color, but it packs a punch. I'm going to start really lightly this time and build up. When I did my first look the other day, right after I got these, I went really gung-ho. And I forgot that with Pat McGrath, a light touch really works nicely with her mattes. Apparently this matte formula is kind of new. It's kind of updated. And she calls them the velvet mattes, and that's a great word to describe them. They feel super velvety when you touch them with your fingers, but they go on so smooth and beautiful, even over my 52-year-old eyelids. So we have a great transition. See how smooth that looks. Love it. The next shade that we're going to go into is Burning Desire. And that is this one right here. You're going to see a theme with the names of these shades here. It's obviously the Love Collection. I'm going to still stay with my fluffy brush. And I'm going to start building the outer corner here with this shade. And just bring it a little lower. Just like that. See how that built it up a little bit? Same thing over here. Build it up just a little bit here. I don't know how the weather is where you guys are right now. We live in North Central Florida, and our weather can't decide what it wants to do, but I have the feeling that compared to the rest of the country, we're really spoiled. I think we're going to get record highs later this week. This is a smaller brush. I have the shade Bronze Seduction. And we're going even darker here. Nice even application. Not giving me any problems at all. Some people complain because this was just another boring neutral story. I feel the same as Morgan Turner feels. I'm boring. I love boring. Boring is fine with me. Now we've got it really built up. I'm going to go back here and just kind of blend a little bit more. So we're going to play with all three shimmers because we have to. So the first shimmer is the darkest one right here. Bronze Fantasy. Apply with my finger. On the outer part here, blending it right up next to this darker corner. One of these days, when I want a little more glam look, we'll put some glitter glue on and we'll really rev these glitters up. The next shade that I'm going to is Honey Luster, right here. A nice light gold shade. The other one was a little bronzier. This is more gold. Wow. Look at that. I'm always really satisfied and amazed when I do this. Some people prefer to use a flat brush. Some people prefer to pick the shadow up with a brush and wet the brush. When I learned to do makeup in the mid-80s, we didn't have makeup brushes. We had our fingers, and we had those little old-fashioned eyeshadow thingies. I don't know what you call them, but you know what I'm talking about. The last shade we're going to use is this light color right here, Champagne Desire. This is one of Pat's standard light colors. There's little variations here and there, but she includes one of these in every single palette. This kind of more warm color look really looks good with blue eyes. Hope you can see that. That's just really pretty. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take a small brush and let's go into the lightest Peach Persuasion color and just put this right under here. That shows up really good on me. Alright, that's super pretty. I just wanted a pop of color today. So I have this NYX, let me look it up, the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner in the color Turquoise Storm. I'm going to put this closer to my eyelashes right here on the bottom. These eyeliners are so smooth. They're creamy. They go on really well. They don't skip over your little lines and things like that. And that'll match my shirt that I'm going to be wearing perfectly. I'm going to use my angle brush and just smudge it a little bit. Just for a little subtle pop of color. All right, let's do our eyebrows. I'm still playing with this Oma Beauty. This is a 2-in-1. It's an eyebrow pencil and an eyebrow mascara, and it's in the shade 1. I can't remember which side is which. Okay, that's the mascara. I used this the first time the other day on camera, and I was just okay. So I'm going to try it again. Honestly, it kind of feels like it's dried out to me. It kind of feels like the NYX that I threw away and replaced with this. You can see, pardon my sniffles, I got my fan on because I'm having hot flashes. And the fan causes sniffles, but it's better than trying to put makeup on and sweating. Not a lot, is there? Not a lot of pigment there, y'all. I am just really having to go at it. And I've heard good things, excuse me, good things about this Juicy Jazz. I think this is her go-to eyeliner, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I got a not so good one. I don't know. Let's try the brow mascara now. I like the teeny tiny little brush, and the color is a good shade for me. So let's see if this does anything for us. All right, can you see that? Okay. I think this is how I felt the other day too. I wasn't really impressed with the pencil, but I really liked the mascara. So maybe what I'll do is use another pencil in my collection and then use this mascara. I like my Kokie. I like my e.l.f. I have an e.l.f. brow mascara as well. Now we got some eyebrows, don't we? Last thing that we need to do is mascara, and I'm using my L'Oreal Voluminous Brown Balm Mascara. This is super, I wouldn't say a wet formula, but it's definitely not a dry formula. I don't know if you can really describe mascara as feeling nourishing, but it does. It feels like a balmy mascara. Now, I haven't cried or had bad allergies while I was trying to wear this, so I can't tell you how long lasting it is, but I've worn it several times, and I don't remember being unhappy with it. My favorite mascara of all time is the L'Oreal Voluminous, which has been around forever, and I do, out of full discretion, I do use the Grande Lash Serum. So I have decent length eyebrows. Of course, trying to put mascara on while the fan is blowing on you is not easy. The mascara wants to dry out now. But I think you have the idea. So that's our look. I will report back, as I said, on the Believe Beauty Foundation. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm getting better and better every day. I'm having fun, at least. And we will see you tomorrow. I have some great plans coming up. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.